Good morning. Good morning. My name's Gary Gray. My pronouns are he and him. I'm going to be your liturgist this morning. Joining me this morning, hopefully a little later, will be Reverend D. Evans, our assistant minister. She's in the midst of a travel emergency. And we believe, she and I, we believe she's on the way, so she should be here in time to deliver the message. Also joining us this morning is our welcome person, Steve Jarrett, who's waving out in the foyer. He's here for our guests. And also joining us is Madeline Harris, who is our pastoral care person, and she'll be available after the service in Adams Hall if there's something weighing on your heart you'd like to talk about. If you have young children staying with you today and they get a little restless, there's a live stream of the service in Adams Hall, and if you speak to one of the greeters in the foyer, they'll help you get back there. There's plenty of room for kids to move around and do whatever they want, and you'll still be part of the service. And hopefully we'll go to page 2. To create a sense of welcome, I invite you all, if you wish, to join me in our welcome today by saying, "You are welcome here" at the end of each statement. If you are black, brown, white, indigenous, Asian, Pacific Islander, whatever your origin, you are welcome here. If you're an immigrant, a refugee, a person without documentation, if you have a disability, visible or invisible, or are neurodiverse, you are welcome here. If you've been here 100 times or this is your first day with us, you are welcome here. If you want for nothing or struggle each day to make it through, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or whatever your gender identity, you are for this is a community of diversity, of love, and justice. Welcome to Eliot Chapel. It's a joy to be together. And now let us enter into a time of spirit and worship. Our Unitarian Universalist symbol is the flaming chalice. The bowl represents our beloved community, and the flame, the spark of the divine in each of us. As we light our chalice, hear these words by Carl Seberg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. Our opening hymn, please rise for our opening hymn and remain standing for our congregational covenant. The hymn is number 1 in your gray hymnal. Let nothing evil cross this door.
May nothing evil cross this door, and may a fortune never bright about these windows may the roar and rain go by. By faith made strong, the rafters will withstand the battering of the storm. This heart, though all the world grow chill, will keep you warm. Peace shall walk softly through these rooms, touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in.
In Unitarian Universalism, covenants are the promises we make on how we want to be with one another. Come right in. Yep, you're good. See, it all did work out. All right, please join me now to speak our congregational covenant together. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To create beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak responsibly and respectfully, and to find ways to improve our church for all members and friends. Every week, we share half our offering with an organization in the community that lives our core values and is committed to the service that we all work on. This month, our shared plate partner is Forest Relief. Their mission is to enrich communities by growing and planting trees. This effort supports the mission of a more resilient tree canopy in St. Louis and throughout Missouri. And that supports healthy people, healthy habitats, and a healthy planet. As we prepare to give, we welcome the presence of children in the sanctuary. Together, young and old, we practice generosity, knowing our gifts ripple with love and care in our community. You may donate in the plate as it's passed, or through the QR code on the screen or in your order of service. Let us give joyfully. church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
Good morning.
I'll help you with the
Thank you. Will the children please gather around? Because we are going to have our wisdom story. So please come up and join us. Our story today is titled, I Am Miserable, Maybe. Jody was 14 years old. He was angry, and worse, he was sad, and even worse yet, he was miserable. I have the right to be miserable, he told his best friend Sandy. My mom's gonna have a baby, and I'm supposed to be happy about it. But they're turning my hangout room into my bedroom. Where am I supposed to hang with my friends? In the living room? What's wrong with the living room? Sandy asked. You know Lance, Jody said. He'll be there all the time and he'll bug us. He is the most annoying kid I know, and that kid is my brother. He'll run off all my friends. Then my dad said every Saturday for the entire summer, we'll be going to my granddad's house and help him cut his grass and stuff. It's not fair. I mean, they make me go to church Sunday, and now I gotta be someplace Saturday. And worse yet, you saw how my tryout was today for the soccer league. I barely made the team. I'll never get to go play. Then worse, tonight my folks are going to another one of those protests. I'm sick of holding signs and chanting. Sandy looked at him. Look, Sandy said, our friends won't leave you because your brother's in the same room and you'll get to play soccer. Stop, Jody yelled. Just stop. You don't get it. My life is a mess. I'll see you tomorrow. And with that, he stomped off toward his house. Walking glumly home, Jody heard something behind him. He turned to see a big black dog following him. Jody turned his back on the dog and he marched forward. Soon the dog was by his side. Go! Get away! Jody yelled at the dog. The dog continued to trot alongside him. When he got to his house, the dog followed him to his door. Go away, Jody yelled at the dog. The dog just stood there. Jody started to open the door, and the dog tried to sneak in, and Jody had to slam the door shut very quickly. Now he stood on the porch, wondering, what am I going to do? He pulled out his phone, and he called his dad. Jody's father came from the backyard to the front of the house. Jody's father looked at the dog's collar and found a name. I'll call the owner, he said. Jody sat on the porch. The dog sat next to him. They're coming to get the dog, his father said. Jody looked at his father. We don't need a dog. We don't have room for a dog with a baby coming and no place to hang out, Jody boldly told his father. His father quietly just looked at him. Jody looked away, feeling even more miserable. He was sorry for what he said. Soon a car pulled up and a girl of about 10 bounded out of the car. The dog bounded off the porch. The girl let out a whelp of joy. The girl and the dog met in a great big tangle of girl and dog. The girl was crying and laughing at the same time, so happy she had her dog back. Jody started laughing at the tangle of dog and girl. He was glad the dog followed him home. He was glad that his dad found the family's number, glad that the girl and the dog were rolling on the ground in a puddle of joy. Jody looked at his dad. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for helping. Jody stood up. He learned something from his dad. He learned that helping others brings great joy. Even when his life was not going the way he wanted it, he could make it better by doing what his dad did, help someone else. Maybe, he thought, maybe he wasn't that miserable. The end. Now, children, please go and enjoy your classes. Help us sing them to their classes. I ask that you take a deep, comforting breath and settle into a restful spirit. For our prayer today, we are using the words of Pat Sanowski, with her permission. Help me to wake up each day asking, how can I help this world today? Not how can I escape from it and hide from it. Let us enter in a time of silence for the prayers and meditations of our hearts. Let us speak aloud the names of those we would hold in care. Sandy. Let us enter into a moment of silence in honor of our beloved member, Mary Belkova, who passed away on April 16th. Amen and blessed be. Please remain seated for our meditative hymn, number 1002, Comfort Me.
dance with me. Speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me, oh my soul. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul.
Our reading today is from Nita Penfold in Lifting Up Our Voices. No matter what they tell you, let it be about joy. Let it be about the sacred. Self-surviving, no thriving, shining its way to the knowledge within. Let it be about blooming, the unfolding of the universe through you, because the story of you begins 15 billion years ago with that first flash of being.
morning. It is good to gather in community. I want to begin with a story, a true story. Years ago, I was fortunate to travel with my spouse for his corporate job. We lived for months in various places, including Morgan City and New Orleans, Louisiana, Johnson City, Tennessee, DeQueen, Arkansas, and Minneapolis, Minnesota are just a few of those places. Then we lived in Parsons, Kansas for 2 wonderful years. I loved all those places. But then we moved to a town in northern Louisiana. I experienced misogyny and deep dislike of Northerners. I saw racial prejudice and ultra-conservative politics unlike any other place I lived. The women talked horribly about each other and undercut each other. I was in misery. I survived only because I found a Unitarian church, which had many other Northerners. We Northerners band together. We were corporate and military spouses, and we plotted our escape from a place we could not stand. After several years, I finally told my husband that I did not want a long-distance relationship, but I had to move. I had to get out. About a month before we were due to leave, a letter was printed in the newspaper. A group of corporate wives that I did not know wrote that they had all lived successfully elsewhere. Then they listed all that I had experienced in that town and more. They declared it the worst town they had ever lived in. I ran to my husband with the letter. See, it's not just my friends and me. These women are from another division of the very corporation you're from. I was smug. We moved. Now, I tell this story for 2 reasons. The first is that it resembles the political and cultural environment we are in today. If I asked you to take out your phones and look at your news feed, you would find all the things I listed about that town existing abundantly in our country today. In addition, political decisions are adding to the poverty of the already marginalized people. Lately, I found myself wallowing in the misery of it all, just as I had in the town that I lived in. It is overwhelming and can leave us feeling hopeless and helpless. The second reason I tell the story is because it illustrates how wrong and I will add my friends, how wrong we were in the response to that northern Louisiana town. We were plotting escape. I want to contrast that with the prayer we used earlier in our service. Ms. Sanowski's prayer is to wake up each day and ask, how can I help the world today? Not, how can I escape and hide from it? By wallowing in the misery of it all, we try to escape and we hide. We are letting those that create all the mess steal our joy. Don't let them steal your joy. Don't make the mistake that my friends and I did. We can change our attitude from one of wallowing to one of looking for a solution. When we ask, how can I help? We keep them from stealing our joy. Let me talk a little bit about joy. No matter what religious tradition you look into, joy is described as that which comes from a deep appreciation of life. I have a friend who knows she has a very limited lifespan. She is losing both her sight and her hearing in the process. Yet she is joyful. Because of our relationship, I was able to ask her, how do you maintain your joy? She said she prays every day, thankful for her life, and asking what she can do in the time she has left. So do you see the theme here? Two different people looking for ways to be helpful. When we look for ways to be helpful, we move from helplessness and hopelessness to making the world a better place. And that move evokes joy, that deep appreciation for the world. Neither of these people are UUs, yet their approach is very Unitarian Universalist. In Article 2 of our bylaws, it elucidates our values, one of which is generosity. In the value of generosity, it says we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. So looking for ways to help opens up how we can make things better. If you were to look up the town that I once lived in, it would now be described as liberal. You see, the people that did not look at escaping as a solution decided to help, and in helping, they changed the town. Ways of helping do not have to make grand gestures. Please understand, grand gestures are needed. Ask any nonprofit if they need and want huge donations. Ask any nonprofit if they want full-time volunteers. Of course they want these grand gestures. But look around our church. Someone quietly plants a flower, or puts a lock on a door, or loads the dishwasher. We may not even know who those people are. Or you have a liturgist when you call them and say, I just got a big notice, I can't move my car. My power steering pump has failed. I will be there, but I will be late. Most of the time, we don't even know who these people who keep our congregation together are. They don't make grand gestures. But could our church function without them? I would not even be here if someone wasn't willing to completely change their Sunday routine, and my friend Sandy brought me here. So you see, it's the little things of looking for solutions that help make our country better. We need grand deeds, but the little ones, they count too. So the first way to not let them steal your joy is to ask, how can I help? Remember that religions describe joy as something deep within us that evokes appreciation for the life we have. It is not something transitory like elation. Remember, my friends and I knew what we did not like about the town we lived in. We disagreed with their values. We knew what we were against. But what were we for? I think one reason we wallowed in our misery was because we were not clear about what we valued, only about what we did not value. Of course we were against misogyny, racism, and politics that created poverty and divisions. But what were we for? I think another reason we lost our joy is that we did not know what we wanted life to look like. We only knew what we did not want. Knowing what we want is rooted in our values. I think a good place to answer the question of what we want life to look like is Article 2 of our Unitarian Universalist bylaws. Article 2 is a covenant among our Unitarian Universalist congregations. It is a covenant rooted in love. But love is not a transitory emotion in our covenant, a feeling that comes and goes. Rather, love is a power that holds us together and is at the center of our values. Love is a power and a spiritual discipline that makes it possible for us to carry out our ministry. It is the power that leads us to change the world. Our values that rise from that central concept of love describe what we want the world to be, not just what we don't want it to be, but what we want it to be. One of our values is interdependence, and that helps us realize that our world is not a system of separate silos, but systems of interconnectivity of which we are all a part. Our covenant says we honor the interdependent web of all existence. Now, I don't care if you look at religion or you look at science. The fact that that interdependent web exists is simply there. And closely related to interdependence is the value of pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. So how we want the world to look is in our interdependence, we're going to accept and celebrate and support diversity. The value of justice indicates we want a world where we all thrive. It is not just enough to be against poverty, as we were when we lived in that northern Louisiana town. But what do we want? What does justice look like? It looks like thriving. Another value is transformation. And our transformation is adapting to a changing world. We are saying the world may change, but we're going to move toward that world, and we're going to bring our love and our values to that world and make it what we think our values say it should be. Another value is generosity. Our generosity connects us to one another, our covenant says, in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. We can't just hope that things happen. We're going to have to give our time and our money to make it happen. And finally, we value equity. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. Now, I want to make sure that I made it clear that there are times people have to escape from situations. People are threatened, they're endangered, they're starved, and other atrocities are inflicted upon them. They have to escape. But that is not the situation my friends and I were in. It is not the situation that most of us here today are in. If we do not know why we are acting, if we don't know what our values are, we might as well just sit in our misery. We might as well let them steal our joy. But if we know what the world should look like, what we think it should look like based upon our values, then we can move toward that. If we know what our values are, we can move to carry them out. That is the value of our Unitarian Universalist covenant. It helps us clarify our values It helps us know what we want the world to be. Looking at those values, thinking about what they mean to us personally, meditating upon what they mean to each of us, sets the stage for us to do what it will take to make the world what we want it to be. While it is important to ask, what can I do to help? It is also important to ask, how will that help make the world a better place? We are not just resisting. It's important to resist, but we are also transforming that world, and that transformation brings about joy. As deciding that we are going to do something to help does not mean it has to be a grand gesture. So acting from our values also does not have to be a grand gesture. Today, our social justice group is having a fashion show. They are asking us to save the earth by keeping what we have rather than buying new. Or if we must buy something, buy used things. Buying used expresses several of our UU Covenant's values. For example, in the value of interdependence, we covenant to protect the earth and all beings from exploitation. Using what we have or buying used saves the earth's resources. It keeps from contributing to pollution through manufacturing. It keeps from having landfills increase or garbage being thrown in our oceans. In our value of justice, we covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systematic oppression. Some new clothes are made in factories that do not provide fair wages, provide health care, or overwork already exploited employees. By wearing what we have or buying used, we do not support those factories. Finally, buying used supports our value of generosity, both by not using resources, but it also allows us to take the money we would have spent on something new and share it with those who don't have anything. So it may not sound like a big thing to keep wearing something you have or to buy used. But you are making the world a better place, and you are carrying out our UU values. You are keeping them from stealing your joy. I am proudly wearing a shirt that is well over 25 years old. So I would like to end by saying, you do not have to let them steal your joy. It takes only two questions. How can I help? And how is that help going to make the world a better place? When you answer these two questions for yourself, you will find your joy because you have shown the appreciation for the life you were given. Amen, and so may it be. Please rise in body and spirit for our closing hymn, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth, and then remain standing as we close the service.
For the
If you're visiting us today, thank you for blessing us with your presence. I hope the service was meaningful to you. Please join us for coffee hour in our fellowship hall, Adams Hall. Come forward and out to the right and follow the crowd. Coffee's at the far end of the room. Please take a blue cup if you're new or newish, so we can be sure to welcome you. And if you're a member or a friend, please look for somebody with a blue cup and be sure to welcome them. If you're with us online, coffee hour, our online coffee hour is at 1:30. I do have a reminder before we end today. Beginning next Sunday, May the 4th, we will have only one service at 10 o'clock. We're going to do that for the month of May, and then that'll continue through the summer. Please join me as we extinguish our chalice flame and share our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let's sing our benediction together.
We will keep a place for you wherever you may go. We'll sustain this home of faith and love you've come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
And now, may the Spirit of life hold you, may love bless you, and may joy find a place in your heart. Go in peace. Okay, I noticed that. Thank you.